Hey guys, hopefully everyone is doing well. Today's target is to solve an illustration which is associated with labor costing. The chapter, as we have described, is we are going to calculate wages for labor, cost and management accounting. Again, the same things we will discuss material, labor and FY. Specifically in this chapter, we are related with labor costing. And as you know that two main factors which we are related with is to calculate these total wages through two methods. First method we have seen is time rate method, under which we just multiply hours into per hour. Then we have seen piece work rate system, under which pieces are multiplied with per pieces. So these two methods will be used or had used for solution of any question in this chapter. Illustration is in front of us, and this is very special illustration because several concepts are related with it, and obviously we will calculate the total wages of labor workers, as well as if there is any overtime we will be calculating that as well. Company introduction is this. The company has recently introduced 100% bonus plan. That means if somebody will work according to standard, he will be given normal hours, and if somebody had worked better than standard, more than standard, he would be given bonus set at 50 units per hour. So this is your standard production, and we will note it down. 50 units are to be produced. Here we will write 50. We are talking about units and time, and it has been said in 1 hour 50 pieces are made in 1 hour. Okay, this is our standard, has been set 50 units per hour, and we have seen 50 units or pieces per hour. Okay, the company employs 10 workers on 8-hour shift, 8 per hour. Okay, we'll have to decide how much standard production would be. Please note it down. There are 8 workers, 10 workers, and they are working for 8 hours. Now we will see how many units should be produced in 8 hours. But keep it in mind, it is standard production for single worker only. Okay, cross multiply. X would be multiplied with X, 1 would be multiplied with X, and on opposite 8 would be multiplied with 40. Answer can be developed 8 into 40. So we have our standard production per person per day. This is standard production per day and per worker. Since we have calculated for single person, but actually there are 8 workers or 10 workers. Let's see how many workers are. 10 workers are working over here. It means we'll have to see how much time. Okay, it's not 40, it is 50. Let's correct it. I don't know from where 40 had arrived. So 400 standard production per day per worker. But since I have told you there are 10 workers working, so we will calculate standard production for 10 workers. Here again units and workers. Units are produced 400 by 1 worker. Units produced mean 400 pieces are produced by 1 worker. We want to know how many units would be produced by 10 workers. So what we will do, cross multiplication again. X would be multiplied by with 1, so we will get X. Opposite side, 10 would be multiplied with 400. Okay, now we can calculate standard production. 10 multiplied by 400. Okay, this is our again standard production per day. Okay, but per 10 persons. That means it is total standard production. We have calculated. Since standard has been set, we can now easily be focusing upon our question. Standard production per day, as we have calculated. In the similar way, we will be calculating, we have calculated standard production. Here you have calculated standard production per day for single worker, and here standard production have been calculated for full day but for 10 persons, and this was actually needed for our question. Let's go back to the question and why we have calculated. Okay, look at here. These are productions by 10 workers in 8 hours. That is why we have calculated it. 4000 is your standard time. From here we can make our table, and there are so many other requirements also present in question, and we will settle down accordingly. First we will write days, and as you know that in our question we have from Monday. So first day is your Monday, then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. In these days, their production would be mentioned, and we will follow question accordingly. So here you will write your production each day of 10 workers, 38, 45, 46. So 38, 45, 46. Then we have 44, 28, 45. 44, 28, 45. Hopefully we have written them accurately. 38, 45, 46. 38, 45, 46. 44, 28, 45. 44, 28, 45. Alright, we have written our production according to our question, and look at here, the standard production was calculated. We will mention over here standard production, and that is 4000 for every day except for Saturday. And let's go back to the question. Sorry, Friday is half, so it means for Friday standard production would be half, and simply we will write 2000 as half of our production. For Saturday it would be similar. Standard production we have calculated. Now we will see if extra production have been calculated. Uh, Extra mean more than standard production. So extra production would be calculated by subtracting standard, by subtracting actual production and standard production. Alright guys, so in this way we will be able to calculate our extra production and focus upon their level of units. First, on Monday they have produced 3800 while standard was 4000. So no extra production was made. Why? Standard was 4000 and they have produced less than standard. In next day, 4500 units were produced while standard was 4000. Yes, 500 extra units they have produced. On Wednesday, 46 produced, 4000 was target. Yes, they have produced extra. Thursday 4400 unit produced, target 4000. Yes, extra units produced. On Friday 2800 produced, target was to produce only 2000. Yes, extra production was made. Then we have 4500 on Saturday, and standard was 4000. These are extra units they have produced. And now we will calculate their normal salaries, normal wages, and again it would be a good thing for you. We will be applying hours multiplied by per hour. So here hours they have worked 8, and it would be multiplied by per hour, and that is also I think 8. Let me see. This is your 10 workers 8-hour shift, 8 per hour. So yes, that was quite right. 8 hours and 8 per hour, and there are 10 workers. In this way you will be able to calculate your normal wages. Let's separate this part as it was directly associated with units only. So we are separating it. These are units. And now from here our amount has been started. Normal wages, how you will calculate? Hours multiplied by per hour and multiply by workers as well. And you can see that we have hours 8 in one day, per hour is also 8, and 10 workers. So in this way you will be able to calculate wages of each day, 8 number of hours, 8 per hour, and total 10 workers have worked on each day. And as you can see, either it is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, all days everybody have worked in the similar way. So what you will do, you will be paying in same way except for the Friday where half day they have worked. So what you can do over here, same proportion would be written 8 hours full day, 8 per hour, and 10 workers. But then what you will do, you will make it half. Half means 1 divided by 2, and that means 0.5. Hopefully you have understood. On Friday it was half day. So whatever you are earning on other days, on Friday you will earn half, as hours would be considered as 4. On Saturday again what you have calculated over here, same would be for Saturday as well. Normal wages are calculated. Now we will see calculation for bonus amounts, and you can see it has been mentioned in our question. 100% bonus plan. How you will decide that bonus would be given if they had produced extra units? You look over here. Extra units are produced each day. So bonus would be given. How? Extra hours multiplied by per hour. But here there is a problem. Extra production is given, extra hours are not given. So again we will be following the same procedure which we have followed over here. So we will follow unitary method, and units are going to be matched with hours. It was said in start of our question that 50 units per hour. So same would be put over here. 50 pieces are made in 1 hour. So how many pieces we want to know? These are number of pieces, different number of pieces which were as extra production. On Monday, no extra production. On Tuesday, 500. So we want to know how much time is needed to produce 500 pieces. Again, we will cross multiply. X would be multiplied by 50. We will get 50x. On other side, 1 would be multiplied with 500. Next step, 500 is already written over here, and you want to take this 50 to the opposite side. When you will take it to the opposite side, it is here multiplied. When you will take to the opposite side, it would be divided. So in this way, we can calculate hours 500 divided by 50. 10 hours we have calculated for second day, 0 as there was no extra hours, 10 for second day. For instead of writing this unitary method for all the days, we have learned it that number of pieces, extra pieces are divided by 50. Extra pieces divided by 50. So we will be doing the same for every day. Extra units here 600, it would be divided by 50. So we have got hours. So conversion of number of units into hours with this very simple formula we have used, and we are converting these units into hours. And similarly we will see number of units produced extra 400 divided by 50, we will get our hours. And as usual, on Friday it would be changed. Since 50 pieces are made in 1 hour, how many pieces would be made over here? We were dividing it by 50. So in similar way, Friday number of unit produced 800 and divided by 50. We have got 16 extra hours for Saturday. Okay, it would be settled for Friday. It would be settled down later on because half was considered for Friday. Okay, and then we will be doing the same thing. 500 number of units divided by 50. So these are extra hours. Here we can actually, this is not the amount of bonus. It is extra hours only. We will calculate bonus later on. Extra hours. Okay, from here we can now apply our formula of bonus. Extra hours multiplied by per hour. Extra hours are mentioned over here, and per hour is 8. Extra hours multiplied by 8. Again extra hours 10 and multiply by 8. Extra hours 12 multiplied by 8. It is very easy for me just to copy and paste, but just for you I'm writing again and again. So on Saturday 16 multiplied by 8, Friday, and 10 hours multiplied by 8. Kindly keep remember it, these are different units because on Friday we are required to consider them half. So we have got our bonus over here. Now we can calculate our total wages. Total labor wages we can calculate, and how we will be doing this? Normal wages plus bonus. Normal wages we have calculated over here, and extra bonuses are calculated over here. So simply what we will do, we will add 640 plus extra working. 640 is your Monday's wages. In similar way you will be calculating for Tuesday 640 normal wages, 80 you have wages for total wages, 640 normal, then bonus amount 96, 736 is your next amount, then for next day 640 plus bonus 64, so we have got 704, and then I have told you you will have to make it half. Why half? Hey
because
guys, hopefully everyone is doing
8
well. Today's target is to solve question
hours
number
are not present on
9.18.
Friday, only
The
4
chapter which we
hours
are
are
related with
present.
is labor
Extra
costing. We
hours
have
would be
solved
divided by 2. So
17
simply
question
what
and
we
now
will
we are
do to
looking
make
at
it half,
9.18.
you will multiply
Another
it with
news I
zero
want
point
to share
0.5.
is this
We
could be the
have
last
already
question
discussed it.
for labor
Now
costing.
for Friday,
Chapter has been
normal
concluded
wages were
in this book.
320 and we
So
will
we may
add
take some of the
extra
question
bonus.
for
So
further practice from another
384
edition.
would be your
9.18
amount,
cost accounting,
and here
management
there would be
accounting. As you know that there are
calculations.
three
We will
major
make it.
factors which
We
we
will
are
make Friday
related with:
calculation little
material,
while after. Again I will let you
labor
understand
and
separately
FGH.
why we have done it.
This chapter was
So for the
specifically
time being,
associated with labor costing, where we have learned
let's
how
erase it.
to
Now
pay
for
wages to the workers
last
specifically
day Saturday,
and
640 was the
especially
normal.
related
With
wages and
manufacturing
overtime
concern,
payment,
we
as
have
cost and management accounting
720.
is directly or
From
indirectly
here you will
associated
be
with
now
manufacturing.
calculating
All right, and
how
two
much
main
amount for
method of
this.
calculations of wages we have seen: time rate method, where we only
For
find out how many hours a worker had worked and then
that
we multiply with
I
per
was
hour
actually going
rate
to let you
with
know
which we do
it
calculate our wages. Secondly, we have seen
by
piecework rate
difference.
system, and this system follows
Alright, so guys, we
number of
have
pieces a
now
worker
please
would
understand
made, and
over
it
here
would be
how you
multiplied with
have calculated
per piece rate,
these
which
bonus
may
extra
have
hours.
decided earlier.
16 extra
So
hours were
simply pieces
calculated
multiplied by per piece or
and you
unit
have
multiplied by per unit,
multiplied
that
it
would be the
with
amount of
per
wages
hour,
for
which was
piecework
8.
system. As we have
It is
seen
little
in
different over here.
all of the questions, we were
Now you can
related to
calculate total
either both
320 plus
or at least one of
128.
these
So we have
formulas
got
were
a
always be present
total
in
payment of
any question.
448. This is the
So
major
direct or
difference. You can see
indirect, plus
that
or
on each
minus,
day
or
you
front
have
or
got
back, we were
700
related
and
to
600 line.
these
On
formulas
Friday you
where
have
we do
got only
calculate our wages.
448.
Right
The
now we
difference is
are at our
simple.
last question,
On
9.18, where you
Saturday
can see
you
that
have
only one
worked
worker
for
is
4
working.
hours only.
And as
That's
usual,
the
for
Friday,
last
the day
four
is
five
the
questions we
different,
have seen,
and this point 5 is very important.
weekly
For every other day
hours
you have
are given
multiplied
in the
8
question. Weekly
hours,
hours were
multiply
given in the
by
question in
8 per
last few
hour, multiply by
uh,
10
in
workers,
last
but only for
weekly
Friday you have make
hours.
it half.
Okay,
So
in
that
last
is
few
why
questions
I
we have
was
seen weekly
considering them
hours were
little
given in the
different
similar way.
and
This
making it
question has
alike.
also your
Let's
weekly
make it
hours. There is
little
only
more
one
different.
person involved,
On Friday, your
and we
amount
are
of
required to pay
wages were
normal
different.
wages
We
and
have cut it
overtime wages.
into
Here you can see the
half.
heading: normal wages
This is
and
our
overtime
second
payment.
part completed.
But
Now
there
we
is a
will go
little
back to the
interesting thing
question
over here: up to
and we'll
9 hours
see
single rate,
what else they
over
are
9
giving us
hours
to
double rate,
calculate.
and above 48 hours
So
double rate.
requirement is
So there
needed
are two
over here.
options given for double rate. Either we will
Prepare a
see
schedule showing.
uh, above
Oh,
9 hours a
everything
day,
has been disturbed over here.
that would be treated as bonus hours, and that would be
Let's see.
multiplied with double rate. Or another
Yes,
option,
but
collectively we
here
will see if in a
why these
week,
amounts are not
if worker
shown
had worked 48
clearly.
hours, that is normal,
Okay,
and
please
above
give me little
48
time.
hours, double
These
rate would be
are
given. And it
actually
has been mentioned whichever
not
is more
adjusted
beneficial for
due
the
to reason
worker, for the workman.
and please from
It means we
since these
will
are answers,
solving this question in two
so
ways,
if
where
I'm
we will
taking time
follow
it would be
hour,
worthy
per
thing to
day
do.
hours and per
From
week
here
hours
you
at the
are
same time.
now going to see
Alright guys, so first thing
your
first,
solution.
we will see how many days. First war,
So first answer is your
here you will
3968, which is
mention
what?
your
Prepare schedule
days
showing
first.
earning of the employees. And we have already
And
calculated total
we
earning.
have Monday,
This is your
and
wages.
then we
At
have
this stage we can take
Tuesday,
some.
then we have Wednesday,
So what we need
Thursday,
is to take sum of wages of
Friday,
each
and
working day.
Saturday are the
So first
days.
answer we have got, that is
In these days, usually what we do, we
3978,
write
and we are going
normal
to match
working
it with
hours,
answers given in the
or we
book.
can use
Look over here.
hours
First answer is
worked.
3968
Let me see,
and our answer is also 3968.
normal hours,
Next
and finally
requirement,
we
let's
will
see
see over
labor
or
cost
bonus
per
hours.
unit. As you know, whenever you want to
Let's see how
calculate
bonus has been given.
per unit,
what simply you do,
Over
you
9 hours
divide
in
your
a day,
amount by
double rate would
units.
be given. So
Here
it may
per
be called
unit
bonus hours, you may
labor
call it overtime hours,
cost is
that
needed.
would be the
For
same thing.
that,
So let's
here
start
you
on
have your
Monday,
wages,
11
total
hours,
wages,
put 11, then
and you will
9,
divide these wages by
8,
number of units
10,
produced.
9, and
So
6.
wages
So these are
640.
our worked.
These are
And
total
now we will
wages and
see
divided by number of units
up to,
produced
look at,
at your
here,
unit.
up to
Please
9
note it
hours
down.
in a day,
In
single
this
rate.
way, you will
For
calculate your
normal
per
hours,
unit cost. What you are
9,
doing?
and these
720
normal hours would
divided
be the
by
same
4500
for
number of
whole week.
units. So in this way, you
And
will
since
calculate per
at
unit cost of
Saturday
labor.
he had not worked
720
for
and
9
it
hours,
would be
only
divided by
6
number
hours
of
he
unit
had worked. So
4500.
normal hours would
Again
be
listen,
considered as
736
6.
total wages
For
divided
here,
by
you will
number of
calculate
unit
your bonus hours.
4600.
How?
So this is your
11
practice.
hours he
Total
had
wages
worked, while
divided by
normal hours were
number of
only
units
9. So
4400.
2 hours will be
Once
considered
more,
bonus hours
448
or
your
overtime
wages
hours.
divided
Nothing is
by
here.
number of unit produced
Okay,
2800.
nothing is there.
Again, wages
And then
720 divided by
next,
number of
nothing.
unit 4500. So I
And
have
on
done
Saturday
it for
also,
more than,
nothing.
I mean for seven
So in
times,
this way,
6 times I have
we
done
will
it just
calculate
for
now
the sake
total,
you can
and
understand.
we'll choose the
When we
option
will
which is
repeat
more
some phenomena
beneficial
again and
for
again,
the worker.
it would be beneficial for you to
So here
memorize.
we will
Here you
be
will take your sum,
taking
individual totals
our
we have calculated. Now
total
we will be
of
taking
hours worked.
sum of
Simply we
per
will take
unit.
sum 6, 6,
We'll
6,
have to
9,
do it
10,
again.
8, 9, 11. Sum of these values 53.
Sum of
Okay, and bonus hours we have calculated
per
is, let's
unit
take some.
cost.
These are only 3.
Per
You
unit
can see 2
cost
plus
of
1.
wages.
There are
We
only
have got
3 hours.
total amount
So option
0.96.
1 we have completed, in which hours worked were
Okay, look at
53
here. Labor
and
cost per
bonus
unit
hours were 3.
0.96
Normal
and we
hours
have
we can
calculated
calculate.
0.96. In
Just
this
take
way,
the
our
sum
second
of
answer
these normal hours,
is completed. Let's
69999.
mark it as
So we have
completed
got
part.
our normal hours as well.
Okay, now we will go back to the question. We'll see what next
51, it
requirement.
should be
Up till
50
now, we have
at
seen
least.
earning of employees,
Okay,
labor
here
cost per unit, and now overhead
he
cost
had worked less than
per
9
unit.
hours,
So go
so
back to
it
the
would be
question and
considered
see
8
what is
total
overhead.
normal hours at that day. And
Depreciation,
on
yes, it is
Saturday he
overhead
had also
8
worked less than
and
9
other
hours,
overhead
only
12.
6 hours
So
he had worked,
total
so 6 would
these
be considered
two
on that
costs
day
are
as
factory
normal.
overhead total 20,
So in this way,
and
one
it is
option is
mentioned that
completed where we have to
these
see
costs
what
are
up to
per
9 hours
hour
single
cost.
and over
So
9 hours
next step
double.
is to
So what we
calculate
have done,
our factory
9
overhead.
hours single rate, and beyond 9 hours or over 9 hours we have
OH
considered it as
cost
double
would be
rate. Second
calculated
option is important because one of the
hours
option would
and
be
it would be multiplied by
chosen.
per hour
And under this
FH.
option it has been said,
Per hour FH is given in the
or
question.
from here it
Okay, we
second
will
option is
write it.
starting, or above
Per
48 hours
hour
double rate.
is given in the
Now you
question.
can see
Look at here
that
8 and
total
12,
hours he
20.
had worked for 53.
So here you will write
We can
20. And
mention
how
over
many
here
hours
total hours
workers had worked for
worked
single day? 8. So this way
53,
your FOH cost
and
is
normal hours
160.
for second
Right now you are
option
calculating
is
only
equal to
FOH
48.
cost, and the
As you
requirement
can see,
is
48 hours is
overhead
are
cost per
mentioned over
unit.
here
Either you
for
can
normal.
calculate directly
So
or
above
indirectly we will
and
calculate per unit cost on
over
second column. Here we will
normal
just be calculating factory overhead
hours,
cost. And since
simply we will
this
calculate
cost would be similar
53
for all the
minus
days, how
48.
20 is given in the question for each
So
day,
that
and
is what
each day you
we
have
do
worked for
have,
8 hours. So since hours
48.
for each day are
Fine.
similar, means
So hopefully you
FOH
have
cost would be
understood
similar
that in
for
this
each
method
day.
we were willing to
This is total
calculate
FOH cost.
over
And now
48 hours,
according
that
to
is 5.
requirement
In
of our
first
question, we
option
need to
you
calculate
were supposed to
overhead
give
cost
bonus
per
on
unit.
3 hours. In second option
So
we are now giving
over here
bonus
we will
upon
calculate
5
FOH Again,
cost
let's go back to the
per
question. It has been
unit,
said whichever is more beneficial
and
to workmen. So let me know,
this would be
giving
calculated by
bonus
taking
upon 3
FH
hours
and divided by
or
number
giving
of
bonus
units
upon 5
produced.
hours, which would be more
FH
beneficial?
cost
Obviously, you
160
will be
and number of
in a
units
position to
produced
say openly that second
3800.
option
This way
is
first
more
calculation have been
beneficial.
made,
Here you will
and
calculate now normal
160
wages,
for second day
and number
and
of
how
unit
you will
produced
calculate
4500.
normal wages.
Again, look,
Simply
cost of
you will
FOH
see how many
160
hours
and
he
it would
had
be divided
worked,
by number of unit
and
produced.
per hour
Production
would
is
be
mentioned over
multiplied.
here.
And as you can see,
One more
even in
time,
the last question you are using the
160
same thing,
total cost of FOH
hours worked
divided
multiplied
by
by per
unit
hour.
produced 4400.
So here hours
See it again,
worked
160 cost divided
multiply
by
per
number of unit
hour
produced
would be used.
2800. In Excel, it is very easy. I can
So normal
put a
wages
formula and automatically every
would
amount
be
would be
calculated. We
calculated.
were having two
But here
options.
just for you, I'm
Either we could
calculating
take
again and
these
again
hours, or we
to
can
make
follow
it
48 hours
as
option.
a better
As we
practice.
have decided that
160
48 option is
divided
more
by number of
beneficial
unit produced
for providing
4500.
overtime
So
payment,
we have got
and in this way we will
FOH cost per
calculate.
unit. Now we will sum it
We
up.
will use
Total
48
per
hours,
unit cost of FOH would be
and total
calculated.
hours he had
Sum
worked
of
53, 48
all
hours
per
normal,
units of
and
each
5
day
hours would be
would be
taken
calculated in
as
this way.
overtime payment.
Okay,
So
so
instead of solving here,
we
we
have
can
calculated total per unit cost
solve.
of
Okay,
FOH
since we are not
124.
following these hours, we can directly calculate over here. First you
Overhead
will
cost per
calculate,
unit, your
we have
normal
calculated
wages 2.24,
and
and
this
then you
is
see
your
how much would be
correct
paid for
answer are
overtime,
also written over
and then
here.
you will
Let me
calculate
check
your
it. Total wages.
okay. Please do understand,
Okay, they
normal
are
hours here
perhaps deleted.
according to second
Okay, it's
option we
not
do have
2-1,
48,
it's
it's
2-4,
24,
and it would be multiplied by
which we have got
75
241.
per hour rate. How we have taken?
So let's go
Okay,
back
here
to the
normal rate is
question, and we
75.
have calculated our per unit
Overtime,
cost
how many hours we have worked
2.24
for overtime? That
month.
is 5,
Let's mark it
and
as
it will be
completed,
multiplied by per hour rate 75.
and we will
And in
now be
question it
looking
was
forward
said
for our
that
next requirement.
over 48 hours,
Let's go
double
back
it.
to the
Over
question, and
48
our
hours,
last requirement
that
is
would be double. To
conversion
make
cost
it
per
double, we
unit.
will simply be
First, we
multiplying
will
it with
calculate
2,
our conversion cost,
and then we will calculate our total
and
wages. Statements are
you
completed.
people have better idea
Actually,
as
I was
CGS
willing
chapter
to write the
has been
formula as
completed.
well.
Conversion cost is sum
Let's
of
write this.
labor
We are using hours.
plus FH.
We multiplied by per hour,
As you can see that your
and
labor
then for
cost
overtime,
is calculated over here 640.
overtime
So
hours
first labor
multiplied by
cost
per hour,
640, and you will add
and
FH
then
cost, which
to
was
take it double,
160.
we will multiply it with 2.
In the similar
So
way,
these were two
labor
formulas
cost 720,
which were used
FH
to
cost
calculate
160.
wages
Look
and
over here,
overtime,
labor cost
and now we will
736,
calculate the
FH
amounts.
cost 160.
48
Again, labor
multiplied by
cost
75
704 plus
normal
FH
wages,
cost 160. Are you looking at
and now we will
448 labor
calculate
cost, 160
overtime payment,
FH,
where 5
720
overtime
labor
hours
cost,
multiplied by
160
75
FH.
per hour,
In this way,
and
we have
multiplied by 2 to
calculated
make it
our,
double.
so guys, we have our
Labor
normal
cost
wages,
and overtime
and
payment.
we will
To
now
calculate
be
total wages,
calculating,
what we will do, normal
okay, we
wages
will now be calculating
would
per
be
unit
added in
conversion cost
overtime
as it was required
pay.
in our question.
So our normal wages,
Per
that is 600,
unit
and we will
conversion
add
cost. How it would be
we will
calculated?
add
Conversion cost divided by number of units
our
produced.
overtime payment, which is
This is your
750, and
conversion
finally we
cost
can calculate the amount of total wages, that is
800, and it
600
would be divided
plus
by number of unit produced
750.
3800.
So guys, we have our total
So in
amount,
this way, first
which is
calculation have been completed,
4350. Let's check it
has
out.
been
You can see
completed. Now
over here total
second
wages
conversion cost
payable
880, and number of unit
4350, and we
produced
have
4500.
4500.
Then
As you
we
can see,
have
we have
896
skipped
our
this option.
conversion
Why we
cost.
haven't
It would be
calculated
divided by
normal
number
wages
of
over
unit
here? Because
produced
bonus hours
4600.
were 3,
Then we
while
have
for second option
864
your bonus
number of
hours were
unit
3.
produced it was said in question, more
4400.
beneficial
And
portion to
we
be
have
chosen. The
608
more
our
beneficial
conversion cost. It would
hours
be
were
divided by
second
number
option,
of unit
where 48
2800.
hours were to be
Then on
considered as
final day
normal.
880
Over
conversion
48
cost.
hours would be
It
considered
would be
as
divided by
bonus hours.
number of unit
We had paid
4500.
normal
In
wages
this way,
up to 48
per
hours.
unit
Above
conversion
48
cost
hours, we have chosen
has been
them to pay as
calculated.
overtime payment. In this way, both normal and
I'm
overtime
hopeful
were
something
added
has not
to get our total amount
to be changed.
4350, and we
Let's check it
have
out
checked this
again because
answer
I
as
have
well.
just
So
clicked
in
a
this
wrong
way,
button.
our question has been
800
completed.
and it is
Answer
going
has
to be divided.
also
I'm
been
hopeful that
checked
it is okay.
for 350,
And this is
so now we are
4350.
going to
In
calculate
this way,
sum. Question
of
9.18 has been
per
completed.
unit conversion cost,
But
sum
if you
of
have any
all
query,
per
any
unit
question,
conversion
or
cost
you
of
are facing
each
any
day. So we
problem in
have got
understanding this question, you are very open
1.209
to ask your question through
or
messages, text, or
1.21 it can be
any way
considered.
which would you like to ask, and I
And
will surely be answering
we
your
actually a
questions
button was
instantly.
pushed.
I will
Let
surely
me
try,
see it
inshallah.
again. We were
9.18
supposed to
is
write
ended, and hopefully we will be
conversion
meeting soon
cost
again for the solution of any
divided
other
by
question. Up till then, please
unit
take care of
produced
yourself, and I am requesting you to please
3800.
pray for me as
In
well.
similar
Thank you very
way,
much for your time.
we
It's
will be
time to say
calculating
goodbye.
each of
Allah
these
Hafiz.
units. Okay, so for first we have 0.21, and then we have 0.19 and 19 again, 19 again. Okay, this was the problem. And on Saturday, we needed to calculate accordingly. Saturday time was different. Sorry, Friday timing was different. And we need to know how did we calculate this. Let me see it again. 608 was your conversion cost and 2800. So on Friday it was 0.18. Okay, we'll have to see it again. For that, conversion cost would be mentioned 0.029. 608 was your conversion cost, labor cost, and FH cost. FH was 160 and labor cost was 448. Let me see, it's yes, calculations are okay. FH cost, yes, this was the reason, and we need to make it half. Why FH cost was for 4 hours only? Because Friday was the half day. Let's make it half by multiplying 0.5. So in this way we have got our FOH cost 80. Conversion cost would be calculated by adding FOH cost 80, add labor cost which was 448. Okay, now we will see our requirement over here. We have 1.18 and our answer is 1.18. Okay, guys, you can see that this is your per unit conversion cost. Conversion cost means labor and FH. This step which we have taken is your conversion cost, where we have added labor and FH. Per unit cost was taken how? This conversion cost was divided by number of units produced. Then we have taken sum. This is 1.18, sum of total per unit conversion cost. These factors were so much important, that is why I have calculated separately. Each factor was calculated separately. Please let me show you how in different way I was able to calculate. per unit conversion cost was needed. This is your conversion cost, and that was required to be divided on number of unit produced, 3800. So when you have calculated this, I was about to calculate, just letting Excel to calculate by self. Look, within 2 seconds, all calculation within, I mean less than 2 seconds, you have calculated or per unit cost. It was possible for me to calculate in this way, but instead of copy pasting, I have calculated each and every amount separately, just to make sure that you can remind it, memorize it, the formula. Per unit, whenever you will calculate, you will be dividing amount by units. Amount of conversion cost was 800, number of unit produced 3800, so you simply divided your conversion cost 800 divided by 3800, with which you have calculated this per unit cost, and same formula was used for next day calculations. This was just to make you understood. Now it's unnecessary to be written over here, we can delete it. One thing left, we have to see the answer of this per unit conversion cost, 1.18. Here you can see your answer is 1.18. The time which we have taken was just for this Friday. Look at here, on each day your FH cost is same, but on Friday it would be half. So on Friday it is 80, remaining for every days it is 160. In the similar way, you can see all conversion costs are 800 for each day, but on Friday it was changed due to this factor. FH and labor cost is also different for Friday only, as Friday was considered as half day. Now let's review our question. Our answers are required to be matched, though we have already matched, but reviewing is important. Total wages paid 3968. Here is your first answer, 3968. Then it was required to calculate labor cost per unit. Here you have calculated per unit labor cost or labor cost per unit. 0.96 was the answer. And here you can see 0.96. Then you were needed to calculate overhead per unit, and it was 0.21. Let me see. So here you have calculated your per unit FH or factory overhead cost per unit. This is 0.21 and this is 0.21. Actually we had changed it to 0.24. Why? Because there was only one FH which was required to write as half, but we haven't taken the half, that is why it was 0.24. But then we have realized that on Friday timing was changed, it was half day, so we have just put 0.5 afterwards. By putting it, our answer 0.21, which was originally written, was matched. Look at here, overhead cost per unit 0.21, and then you have calculated per unit conversion cost, which was 1.1814, and you can see 1.18. And since we have taken more decimal, while in question we were asked to take only 3 decimals, and we have taken 4 decimals, so our answer is more correct as compared to the book. So these were answers we have matched. The only thing I would repeat for 4 to 5 times, I have already told you this factor. Due to this, our answer was not matched. It was 0.24 initially, and we have written 160 over here. Then we have realized that on Friday it was half day, and we have only taken 160 divided by 2 or multiplied by 0.5, with which we have uh, our FH as 80. As you can see that all FH cost per day is 160. Only for Friday it was half. So this way our answer was altered, and answer was corrected from 24 to 21. and then we have per unit cost 1.1814. In this way, all answers are matched, question is reviewed. I am willing to let you see by zooming off what we have done. So this is your performer. All columns are present over here and calculations are in front of you, and what you are going to do, just repeat. Please requesting you to repeat this question again and again, at least 4 to 5 times, so that you can have better understanding towards this question. In this way, our question has been completed. This was an illustration to create better understanding. If you have any issue, any problem, or any question regarding the solution of this question, you are very open to ask, and I am very hopeful that answer would be given instantly. So 7.8 illustration ended. We will surely be meeting for solution of any other question in future. Up till then, please take care of yourself, and I am requesting you to please pray for me as well. Thank you very much for your time. It's time to say goodbye. Allah Hafiz.